I do not know of another vehicle on this planet that has a carbon fiber exhaust system.
We're with the legend himself, Steve Strope.
Hi.
Mr. Mopar. I got really excited when we found out that your car was going to be in the Heidts booth.
Sure.
Because I've followed your stuff for a long time. I've been reading Hot Rod magazine since I was 8.
Sounds the same as me.
And your cars have been in there since I can remember. There's a lot of cars you can look at and appreciate aesthetically, but your cars have almost always taught me something I didn't know. So being a car nerd, I know that you're steeped in like the history, tied back to like an era, and you kind of always incorporate that in your builds.
I try to.
And you really tie back into the brand and like some of their history.
Sure.
And that's something that when I looked at your cars, I learned because I saw a part on there that I didn't know what the exact purpose of you putting it on there was. And it wasn't just because, oh, I like that part. It was always like, this ties back to something relevant to this car, this era, what it would have been done.
This brand or what have you.
Exactly.
Yes, of course.
When I saw this car, it's purple. It brings you in. Mopars, a lot of them are purple. You know, that's a good color
the plum
for
crazy,
the era.
which this is not plum crazy.
I didn't want to call it that because it looks a little bit different.
Though it did start its life as a plum crazy Road Runner.
Okay.
But that is not why I went with the color, unbelievably.
I want you to point out a ton of stuff, but what I'm seeing is kind of like, I think this is a GTX grille.
It is a GTX grille.
I'm seeing Max Wedge stuff that you had to reshape the towers around. And I'm sure I'm missing a ton of other things.
Oh, it's okay.
But that's why you're here. You're here to tell us.
I'm here.
It's obviously on all Heidts stuff.
Yes, it is.
With a really fancy tow hook even. There's like stuff I wanted to climb around the underside of the car.
Which you are allowed to do.
There's boxed in rockers. I've never seen that on a Mopar before.
We've cleaned those up and those all bolt and unbolt to get to either fuel or other lines. So it's all serviceable.
Okay.
It's not just welded in.
And it's protecting functional plumbing stuff.
Yep, and it is. And it closes it off visually so it tidies up the underneath. Sure.
Let's just kind of start front to back because that's like just in a glimpse, like it's overwhelming me how much stuff.
What I think I'm going to do, I think what we're going to do is compartmentalize. Let's talk about exterior.
Okay.
We'll talk about engine bay.
Okay.
We'll talk about interior. We'll talk about underneath.
Right, the dash.
Pretty simple. On the outside, this is still a stock 70 B-body satellite Road Runner GTX. I like the honeycomb grille from the GTX. That's why it's on there. I like the rarely seen, rarely used sports satellite little trim piece around the scoop back there on the quarter panel.
I very rarely see that.
And I used part, but not all, of the GTX trim around the tail panel. On the rear bumper, factory that had 2 little round bezel callouts for the backup lights. We cut them, relocated them, and they are now the exits for the exhaust system. Other than that, there's no changes to the body whatsoever. It's still stone stock Mopar.
So you really classed up, because the Road Runner is more of a base car. So
your GTX is the same car, just a heavier option. Moving into the engine bay and drivetrain, I didn't want the same thing. I refuse to build a car like what everybody else is doing. So that throws out a Gen 3 Hemi and a Helifit and all that stuff. So I settled on a Wedge. So this is about 490 to 494 cubic inch. From the heads down, super reliable stroker big block with a billet specialty true track on it. The intakes I wanted to be different, so I borrowed from the big Chrysler 300Cs and did the long tube cross rams. Full disclosure, the molds are not done yet. These are the original 300C pieces in aluminum, prepped for the molds, and we wrap them with carbon.
Okay.
The real pieces that will be on this car at the Grand National Roadster Show in 2.5 months will be 100% carbon.
And you have port injection in there now too.
Yes, those are standalone. There'll be hard lines. There's a fuel block behind it, and each individual hard line will go to each injector, and it's run by Motec. And this is going into a Tremec TKX 5-speed and goes to, of course, our Heidts IRS rear. Then down on the rolling stock, HRE made the rims for us.
Okay.
Michelin Pilot Sports, Wilwood brakes, including the new Wilwood electric e-brake. You just flip a switch and no cables underneath anymore. One world's first. Under this car, from the headers back, the exhaust system, including the mufflers, is all carbon fiber. And I want to make this very clear. It is not like the intake. It is not steel tubes wrapped with carbon. It is 100% carbon.
Really?
And yes, we have a resin that holds the heat. We had an exhaust system done about 2.5, 3 years ago that we did on a Dodge Magnum wagon that was driven around, daily driven, and it holds up just fine.
Wow.
I do not know of another vehicle on this planet that has a carbon fiber exhaust system. If there is, my apologies, I do not know who you are, and you've never made yourself known.
Very cool.
And on the interior, there's two things going on. There's stuff with fashion, and there's stuff utilizing, like we said, Chrysler parts, pieces, and components.
Yeah.
So there's a high-end men's clothing company out of New York City named Robert Graham. And Robert Graham has these really cool patterned shirts, and I had one that I really liked. So we took that pattern, had it made a digital pattern, and then sent that to a tannery in Italy, and they made the hides for the center of the seats that Gabe's used for us on this car. None of the Road Runners or GTXs or Smart Satellite ever had actual trim here. We made this out of brass, chrome plated it, and then the same digital design is laser etched into the chrome. And the second fashion thing is I love and collect watches.
Okay.
And there's a company in England named Christopher Ward, and they just released this new watch called the 12.
Okay.
And it has a texture finish on the face that looks like pluses, but the center's raised up, kind of like an Inca pyramid.
Okay.
On this dash, this is not the dash that Plymouth gave it in 1970.
Not this car.
This is a 1966 Plymouth Fury dash, section 6 inches, and I loved the giant speedometer with the hood. It looked very Lamborghini Aventador to me. So I worked with Dakota Digital, and that is now a big sweeping tack, and the little square in the middle that used to be the Prindle for park reverse, your little arrow, that's now the digital speedometer.
Oh, cool.
We 3D scanned the original plastic pieces, which had like a vertical rib pattern in it.
Okay.
And on the computer got rid of that and put this texture from the watch onto the face of those pieces.
Wow.
3D printed those pieces, then sent them to advanced plating to be chromed, then came back, then we masked them all off, shot the semi-flat black, and then put them in. We moved and got rid of the clock and the radio and the heater controls that were in the 66 Fury dash, and we centered a hole in a frame. That control panel is from Vintage Air, and it is their retrofit panel for a 68 Olds 442.
Oh, okay.
It was the right, perfect rectangle size. Doing the mix and match game, right? So we already know the dash is from another Plymouth.
Sure.
The center console is from a Duster, like a 72 Duster.
Okay, cool.
And that kind of spear shape, I used this, kind of mimicked it a little from Billet Specialties.
Yeah.
And then there's an overhead console in this car.
Oh, look at that.
And that is from a 73 Cuda Grand Coupe. It was a little upscale thing they put in the Cudas.
Yeah. You raided the parts bin.
And then the insert in the door panel is loosely based on 70 Dodge Charger.
Okay.
So lots of bring the Chrysler design elements into the car in one potpourri, right? So the seats are 18-way power, heated and cooled, Porsche Panamera seats with about 8 inches cut off of the back.
And 70s when they started using a taller seat kind of anyway, right?
Yep. And like the door handles and window cranks are from a 66 Belvedere, chrome, nice metal pieces. And then this trim and these door things we designed with Eric Brockmeyer, and then Gabe's made it real.
Yeah.
Borrowing parts and pieces, mixing them in to look cohesive together.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, they all work together rather nicely.
Oh,
Nothing looks like that's out of a new modern car.
Yeah.
That looks like it's out of
but that's not by accident, you know, that's your eye of bringing in planning and
lots
then
of planning.
The different eras too. Like there's different eras of Mopar design in this, and it just makes the whole interior look way classier than what they were doing in 70. Everything looks higher end.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It was like, it was an
Yeah.
era where they were spending a little more on tooling.
And I thought this dash
more
was
on-
so cool.
It is.
And
it really
none
is.
of our muscle car brethren have ever even seen,
No.
none of them look at a 66 Fury.
And this is
Ever.
kind of the evolution of,
don't.
you know, the big dome lens glass that
Sure.
they had in the
Art
50s.
Deco.
Yeah,
Art
this
Deco
is kind of the evolution of that,
Yep.
but bringing it into this era. You know, I would say after 73,
Yep.
it was hard to look at a lot of Mopars after that,
Right.
you know, but you
But
managed
it's
to...
funny, all the supercars of today have that hooded speedometer.
Yep.
And Chrysler and their big cushy car was
Yeah.
doing it in 1966.
Nothing new under the sun, right?
Right? Nothing new under the sun. And those big AC vents on the bottom, those are factory. I love them. Restored them, re-chromed them. They're gorgeous pieces.
Well, and they probably have that tactile feel too, right? It's
Very,
just,
yes.
It's heavy, it's
Yep.
chrome
Oh
plated.
yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell there's something about that
Which
the
is
60s
what
did right.
Bentley does today. They're very good at, and Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Switches, knobs, tactile feels.
Yeah.
Nothing's plastic. It's actually made of steel or aluminum.
Right.
It gives it a quality feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when you touch it, even the littlest thing, the temperature of that thing is
Right.
not the same as a plastic one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Honestly, every time I've seen one of your cars, I've never been lucky enough to have you point it all out to me, but I have to read the article because I'm like, why does this all look right? What am I
Sure,
looking at?
yeah.
And it's just something that you're so good at. You know,
Yeah.
you're not just doing things just for the sake of doing it.
Oh no, 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 no. No, there's definitely a plan everywhere all the way through.
And where to restrain too, because
Thank you.
This
Big
car,
word.
This car looks really good from the factory. So what's something that no one's asked you about on this car? I know we went over almost everything, but something that you know and you appreciate it because you put so much
Oh
of
yeah, I know
yourself
exactly.
into it.
I know one right now
What is it?
that nobody knows. They just think it's probably bought that way and just wrapped, but it's not. It's one off. I've never seen anybody else do it, and that's the steering wheel.
Okay.
And what makes it different is not difficult. This started life as a billet specialties, what they call a half wrap wheel.
Okay.
This is a removable piece that when you buy the steering wheel, you can give this to your interior guy.
Okay.
It's plastic. He can wrap it with whatever leather you're doing on your interior.
The
and then
backside
you-
is the metal finger grooves usually, right?
It's those metal bumps that are either freezing or hot. And visually, I don't like the back of the steering wheel being polished aluminum.
It has kind of a thin feel
Very,
too.
yeah, and it's very blingy.
Well, you're touching
So,
something polished all the time.
on the older steering wheels on Ferraris, or even Mustangs, like Modellita wheels
Okay, yeah.
and those kind of wheels, you had a cast or forged center and a ring, and then like on a lot of them wood and wood with those brass rivets holding it together.
Would kind of sandwich the...
Right, and I wanted that look. So let's say it's an 1/8 inch thick. So the plastic piece, we took an 1/8 inch off, so we kept the thickness the same. Then we wrap the top piece and we wrap the back. So now it looks like a Modellita, but not wood, it's leather.
Right.
But it's very good looking.
Yeah.
Now I got rid of all that silver on the back I didn't want to see, but I kept this beautiful wheel that I loved
Right.
and got that look from it.
It's great.
And I'll tell you what, big compliment, because the guys at Gabe's even went, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And they told me not to tell anybody.
Yeah. Well, secret's out. Oh well.
Oops. I like when something looks really good and you have no
You don't
idea
notice.
why.
Yeah.
That means I did my job right.
Exactly. Yeah. You like with your eye for design. That's the ultimate compliment, right? When someone walks up,
They
like,
don't
it
even
looks
know
like
it.
it's supposed to be that.
Someone could come to a car show and think we restored this interior with new super nice leather and chrome, and not even know, if they don't know their cars, that this dash never even came in this car, and this door panel pattern never was in this car, and that console was never in this car. It doesn't look like it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. And when we get to do that, and people like you go, wow, that looks, the term is cohesive.
Yeah.
When it looks cohesive, I did my job right.
Right. Well, I
It
don't
would
think
work.
anyone's going to argue. Anyone who's ever been in a stock 70 Road Runner
Yeah,
is going to
yeah.
really like being
Yeah.
in,
Oh,
in
yeah,
this
yeah,
interior,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And the interior stands out so much because obviously the color draws you in, you know?
Yeah.
But it's the finer details
Oh,
of
yeah.
just having a really high end, and you can tell you took so many design elements that you talked about from other aspects, not even just the car world, that are high
Or
end.
in fashion. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff that really translates just
And
so
I
well.
just used it to be interesting,
Yeah.
not used it as the glowing neon sign,
Right.
look at me.
But there's like some historical context that can tie it back
Sure.
in.
Or someone like yourself can see it and go, well, that kind of is relative. I could see where that would, and that's the goal.
Right. All those ideas too in a way that you've never seen before, and it just looks right. I think you knocked it out of the park.
And I thank you.
I appreciate you for taking the time to
Sure.
talk to me about this,
Not
because
a problem.
I could have looked at it for 5 hours and not known everything you told me today. So
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
appreciate
I really
it.
like doing the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
People come up to me like, I've come back to your car like 5 times and I keep finding them. I'm like, I did my job right.
Yeah.
Everything blends in and you have to go, oh, that window crank didn't come in this car. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, there it is.
I love it.
So it's called Haraka, and Haraka is a African hunter slang term for speed.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And the IRS and obviously the front subframe, we're in the Heidts booth.
Yep.
No more torsion bars.
No.
These cars are not known for being well-handling cars, but I'm sure
Oh,
you
this
got
stuff's lovely.
you got it plenty stiff now, and IRS is just a huge thing. That's
Got a lot of nice comfort too.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool, and the trunk's all finished just as nice.
Yep, and they're all serviceable. That middle panel opens up so you can get to the amplifiers
Okay.
and the electronics, and these both are storage for detailing gear,
Oh, cool.
and the other gets to the battery.
Okay.
So it's all serviceable.
And then is this like a zinc coating you put on here? What's this finish?
That is very close.
Okay.
It is Electroless nickel,
Oh, okay.
which is very thin, so it doesn't look chunky.
Yeah.
And when it wears, you see the silver metal underneath.
Okay.
So it never looks chipped and gouged.
Yeah. It is nice though, because these parts, like, unless you had this car day 2 that you bought it,
Right.
they never really wore
Right.
well, and even like the finishes of just the latch is just
And when you
upgraded,
paint them,
put
they look
time on
like
it.
crap.
Yeah,
But yeah, just a nice clean Road Runner with some cool bits, you know?
because everything else is just traffic.
That's right. Everything else is traffic.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Steve.
Thank you for the
Appreciate it.
opportunity. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. See ya.